Hey, RandomSlanderer. I don't know your real name, but here's how I figure out songs by ear. So what I'm gonna do is these are really cool little speakers. They're called iHomes. You can hook them up to your iPhone. So I like to use this Spotify app. So click on Spotify. What I'm gonna do is go to What's New. I'm gonna pick some random songs that I've never heard before because I don't listen to new music. Um, Then I'm going to try to figure out what the key is by ear so you can kind of see how this works. And I'll explain how I'm doing it. So this first one, Carly Rae. Carly Rae. I've never heard of her. I think these speakers are dead. I don't know what is going on. Oh, it's pretty painful. So what I do is you just start. So what I just did. The key is G. Then what you do once you know the key, you start to. So once you know the key of the song, so I figured out real fast. So this note sounded right, but that wasn't it. This was the 5 of a G scale, which almost kind of can confuse you. You could think it's the root note. If you watch these music theory videos I put up, I talk about what the root note is, but my first guess randomly was sort of sound like the key. Then I just went to here because this is like a familiar pattern. And I ended up finding the root note right there. Then once I can do that to figure out more of the song, I'll just be like, I'll think, well, what are chords in the key of G? G, C, D, E minor. Those are the 4 most common ones. So then I just try to guess. That sounds like a G. There's a C. There's a D. You know, like that, I was almost it already just from listening to it for a little bit. And then usually you can either figure it out by ear or else you like jump in and start finding chord charts and tabs. And if you put headphones on, it's much easier. So the next song is Making Mirrors something. I don't know, Making Mirrors Gochi. I never heard of this either. So right here is this note has a pull towards it. So this, you can tell it doesn't sound. So what just happened there? I noodled around until I found a note. The song does not sound happy. It does not sound like. It sounds minor. So then I'm like, all right, this note's D. Here's D. So the key of the song is D minor. So then I already know, like from just playing guitar for a long time and some music theory, the chords in a D minor, the most common are D minor, B flat, F, C. Sometimes you see A minor, so I'm going to try some of those. I'm going to see A major. Right now it's just doing D minor. So far it's just a D minor chord. Still doing D minor. feels like there's a regular B in the scale. Now I feel like it's going. So it seems like they're going D minor C. So the point of that thing was I found that pull towards the root note, but the root note was of a minor scale. The next one is Payphone by Maroon 5. I've heard of this song. I haven't actually heard it yet. I'm at a payphone trying to call home all of my change I spent on you. So it sounds major. The note that has a pull was this one. So that note is B. So then what I usually do, if it's not like a C, A, G, E, D, the open chords work well, I'll be like, oh, B major. I'll figure out the common chords in that key. So here's the first chord, the second chord, third chord, fourth chord, fifth chord, sixth chord. Just kind of review that real fast and then try to start seeing if these chords work. Sometimes songs don't follow music theory sort of rules in normal chord structures, so. It's even harder to picture that you're not here next to me. You say it's too late to make it, but is it too late to try? And in that time that you wasted, all of our bridges burned out. I'm wasting my nights, you turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time when we called it love, but even the sun sets in paradise. Right now, son. Ooh, so the point there was I didn't know the key, I just noodled around, and then I found this note had a pull towards it. And then I realized the key was B, it sounds major, the song sounds major and bright. Then I went to a B major chord here. And then I found my chords. B major is the 1 chord, 2 chord. This isn't very common, so it's probably not in the song. This is pretty common. It could be in the song. It kind of sounds like the song. The 4 chord definitely is in almost every song. The 5 chord's in every song. The 6 chord's in every song. So the chord progression seemed like it had these chords in it. Like, actually, then I think it went from the 1 to the 5. So once you know the chords, like once you decide on that, then it's much easier to figure out all the details. I'll do another couple more. You just got to do this process. I used to just put the radio on so I had no control over what was going to happen and just see what would happen. There's something called Wild Ones, Flow Ride. I hope it's rap, like hip hop. Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a woman, show me how you do. I wanna take you down in the clouds. It's really painful. So that, the key is this, and it doesn't sound minor, like, that doesn't sound like the mood of the song, it sounds major. Now it's probably, again, the same stuff. It's probably the 1 chord, 4, 5, 6 chord.
right vibe, ready to get live. Ain't no surprise, take me so high, jumping those dives, surfing the crowd. Oh, said I gotta be the man, I'm the head of my band, my check 1, 2. Shut 'em down in the club when the Playboy dressed, and they all get loose, loose. Out the bottle, we all get fit in again.
So what I'm hearing is so in terms of like overall chords, it's almost the exact same thing, except it was using the 3 chord. What I want to get is a hip hop song, because those are the fun ones to try to figure out what the heck is going on. And again, this is just like the first step. Like, it takes a long time to figure out all the little riffs and everything in the song. Linkin Park. Here's a Linkin Park song. These guys are a lot harder to figure out stuff. This is a whole album. I'm just gonna pick one of them. These guys aren't. It's not like it's harder, but they don't follow like those basic rules. Just like noise. This is pretty cool. I'm hearing like kind of settling to this now. So this song like is not working. There's nothing happening that's very much like a harmony. Let me pick a different one. So this is hard to tell what's happening. I wouldn't just be able to play straight up chords over that right away, but this is E. It sounded like at first they were doing E minor, but then it started sounding like an E major. So I would guess the key's E major, but this is more riff based, so I would start figuring out the riffs. So some songs are more riff based, and some, like the other ones I was doing, are more like chord based. Let's see, one more. We'll do Calvin Harris, Feel So Close. Old man.
I feel so close to you right
This is piano.
now. It's a force field. I wear my heart up on my sleeve like a big deal. Your love pours down on me, surround me like a waterfall. And there's no stopping us right now. I feel so close to you right now.
So right there, I was hearing kind of like G chord stuff, because I was on this. And then the top note changed. I think I went to like a B minor chord, which is almost a G. It's on piano, so like what I do at first is just figure out what the chords are, because I felt a pull towards this note. And again, the way you do it, you just noodle around till you find the thing. So I don't know if this is making sense because it's a vague skill. The best thing to do is just put the radio on. Like, people don't listen to radio anymore, but put on like just something that's random where you can't really control the music, and switch through a lot of songs and try to find this pull towards a certain note. And then once you can do that, then you want to figure out if it's major or minor. And then if you learn a little bit about what chords exist in major and minor keys, especially major keys, then you can really start to figure out what the chords are. So I hope that was helpful to see. And the last thing too, some songs are more riff based, and it's not very helpful to think about chords. You just got to jump in and figure out all the riffs. Like if you're learning a solo, it's sometimes helpful to know a little bit about what the chords are. You usually just gotta listen to the solo a ton and like get all the notes. Like just like I said, you could slow it down. It's helpful, but just listening to it a lot. So that's it. Hope it was helpful.